Okay, so I think that let's look at it from this perspective. Remember that we are saying people should key into AI, right?
Yes.
There are two perspectives to it, right? Are they going to be copying the AI solution that is plugged into a master solution, or they are buying the AI and using it on their own account? Because if it is the latter, right, then everybody should to their greed. I get what I'm saying, because what people do when their trading account is in their hands is likely their decisions. I've seen people even outside of Forex trading, people buy stocks and they see the price and they're like, I met someone, is a military person, and he said that, so I was talking about risk and all that. He said he knows risk. I shouldn't tell him about it. That he knows risk, that he has bought Amazon shares. Like he bought it now because he had been doing it and he has been working. He just bought it at this certain price before 1:30 in the afternoon, and before 1:30 and 6 p.m. he has lost $13,000. Like he just saw it, just the stock price was just dropping, and I was like, oh, what will you do? But he just said, okay. So he has gotten a certain level of understanding that. So I still feel at the end of the day that if the focus at the end of the day, especially if it is an AI solution that people are acquiring, right? I think that at the end of the day, shouldn't conversation be, this is how it works. Do it as you so wish. You get the conversation should be about, is it profitable? It's profitable. Do it as you so wish, instead of what return does it give me? Am I making sense with that conversation, sir?
Yes, correct. Because one thing we have noticed.
I can feel that side.
Now, the thing is this. All are different side of the story. As a developer that we are, we want to make money. But we also want to make money knowing whether whatever we've sold is good enough to make you money. What you call money is different for different people. And our risk appetite is also different.
Exactly.
And our style of trading is also different. So I have someone that he looks at his risk at the end of the year. He goes all in every month. Sometimes he hits jackpot. Sometimes he does it. Then he does it plus and minus. It's okay. At the end of the year, I did 20%. That's good enough for me. Okay. Now, some calculate their risk at the end of the month. Some look at it weekly. Some want it today. So, and those are different customers, right? You have to feed them. Do you understand? But what is important is what you feed them with. Can you give them what they want? I've developed a system before where somebody did 70% with it. And another person did 10%. But at the end of the day, both of them are happy. The guy that did 70%, he said, I'm ready to lose 50% in the future. Because he's looking at it long term. For some guys, they are conservative. They want 2%, 3%, 4% every single month. And they want to do it over a certain period of time. Now, I don't like the idea of telling someone that you will earn so percentage. And I think that's where a lot of traders are making a very big mistake. All you need to tell them that this system has potential to do between this and this. It depends on your risk appetite, what you can handle. Because for some people, they are fast and furious. For some people, they are not. I know someone, he said, I have $100,000. I risk $5,000 on every trade. Yeah.
That's huge.
He has $100,000.
Yes,
he
it's $5,000 on every trade.
So on 20 trades like this,
Yeah,
Really
because
20%.
because
no,
there's
$5,000 on every trade. That's 5%.
5% on every trade. And for him, it's okay because he has looked at there's something we don't talk about in Forex. I call it loss win distribution of any system, which is what an investor is supposed to ask. If your system can lose 7 trades in a row, it's not good for some investors. Some investors love system that's okay, lose 1, win 1. Lose 1, win 1. They know, those are the people that does martingale. They know how to make money with it. That is why I talk about education a lot. The education we're really talking about is not are going deep into learning Forex themselves, but understanding that there are some technical questions you should ask a certain AI, and it must suit your style of trading. For example, some system can lose 7 trades in a row and win only 1, but they know how to recover back with that one. While some system will lose only 2, win 1, or lose 2, win 4, or lose 1, win 10. It fits a lot of people with their different trading style. So you must allow people to use it just like you said, to use it exactly the way it works for them.
Okay, now see another angle to it. I have, let's say, average income. Someone wants to invest between 500,000 to 1 million. Then another person has like 5 million upward. Now, AI coming into this place, what will you advise the person in terms of how much they are bringing into the space and in terms of risk management?
Okay. You know, there's one thing, every time you watch a video online and they're talking about it, the first thing everybody says that I'm not a financial advisor. So what I'm going to say is I'm not a financial advisor, but it all depends on the person, the personality of the person that has the money. Don't ever, as a Forex trader or as a developer, suggest how a certain system should work. I used to have a client. This system was doing every month on steady 10%. He said it's too small. He pulled out. He said it's too small.
And people are...
Meanwhile, some people were rejoicing over the 10%. And this man has a lot of money. So it's not even like, it's not a factor of he has small account. He has a big account. But he felt like 10% is too small.
I think I understand where you're coming from, but I have a contrary opinion to that.
Yes.
Actually, the thing is, we understand that we have different people. We understand that there are different risk appetites. But as someone that also wants to also grow in the business, I think there should be a way you should be in total control of the system. Now, when you have someone and the person says he wants his own to be 25% in a month, and you said, oh, okay, you give the person 25% in a month, or probably you dash the person or you give out the system to the person. In the month that the system cannot make that 25%, or probably market conditions does happen and market changes and the system starts depreciating and all that, the person is frustrated. Do you understand? Me, I am of the opinion that you should be the one in control of the system. Because one thing I understand about this development of a thing is nobody can understand more. Do you understand the system that you've created more than you? If somebody has more knowledge about these two things, number one, is either the person knows more about development, right? Or probably has had experience about it. Like some systems, when it comes to trend, it expands. They increase the lot size, the martingale, and all that. And when it comes to range, they make money. So when someone comes and says, oh, okay, I want something that will make 25% for me, and you give the person the system, you give the person, and you know that once there is trend, there's going to be a max drawdown, which the person can also lose the capital. Why not you, on the other hand, control it yourself and let it be a normal negotiation between you and the investor? One thing I know, what I've learned in this business is always tell the investor the truth. If you tell this person, though the system does, that's what, like what I said earlier, that it does a range between, let's say, 5 to 10% in a month. If the person doesn't want to do the business with you, let him go. We have a whole lot of people that also want to do business with you. Do you understand? Me, I believe in slow and steady and building of credibility. You building AI and selling it to a client. It's just as if you've produced a gun and you sold the gun out. So everybody has license to kill each other with it. So what I'm saying in essence is I'm of the opinion that you should be the one to be in control of it. And at least if client A comes in and says he wants 30%, client B comes and says he wants 5%, you give client A 30%. The same system, you give client B 5%. I mean, it's something that I feel is not consistent enough and should not be encouraged.
I like the example that you use when you mentioned gun. And let's talk about gun. One of the most best-selling products in the world today. I know, maybe not in Nigeria because they've not allowed us. Of course, we allowed us. I'll be the first one to buy. It's gone. It's ammunitions and all.
Yeah.
Now, the manufacturer don't care how you use it. They don't put controls on it. The only thing they put on it is safety. Okay, the safety is that
Don't shoot your hand.
so that you don't hurt yourself or hurt your family by mistake. Why is this very important? There's a way we think as investors. There's a way we think as developers. We need to separate them.
Okay.
If you're copying my AI trading, I would think like an investor. And I will tell you from the get-go, this is the range.
Okay.
It's between this and this, because that time I will control everything because I need to stay in business, right? Because you need to keep paying subscription, right? Now, but if I'm developing a product, I won't think like an investor. Because think about it. Imagine somebody that just made 5% in a month and met somebody that said, I did 300% in one day.
You will feel bad.
You will feel terrible. That even if it's one time in my life, one time, I'm not asking for many. I just one time in my life to do 300% in one day, I'll be done. And it will make your system look like nothing.
I understand where you're coming from.
So I know a good AI. I love this conversation because
I'm not of that opinion.
a good AI. This is what I think a good AI should be. Should be that it can field every appetite. And the users of this AI should be able to adjust it to their style.
Okay.
That's what I think. Now, if you ask me for advice, I will tell you. Or I will advise you from the beginning, but I'll show you the potential, how far you can go.
And the drawbacks.
And the drawbacks to it.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean I'm setting you up for failure. It's just that, like I give you a gun, what you do with it is your business.
But the gun thing has put a lot of people in jail today.
So,
I understand.
But it has also saved lives.
Yeah, see.
Let me say something. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you short. You know, when we bring the idea of the gun thing, right? You know, the gun is not the probably the producer of the gun wants to use it for self-defense. But I would say that gun has done more harm than good. So let's say, imagine now that the producer of the gun has a way of controlling all the guns in the world. I mean, probably the world will be very peaceful. Look at, I don't want to mention a country in North America. You know, they give people gun license.
Yeah.
One boy might just wake up very morning and say, I don't let me mention that. Yes. I says,
You already did.
I says, I don't like, what are they doing here? Open and shoot everybody. Now, what is the usefulness of that gun? It has damaged life. It has killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? So it is just like the same thing you are doing when you develop AI, and probably you give the person, go and kill yourself. It will get to a point. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm not, but it will get to a point, to get to a point that we are all humans. Emotions will set in. If you bring in, if your system gives you, if a system gives you 100% in a day, I'm telling you, you will not sleep that night. Because you'll be thinking how you can make the 100% tomorrow. How you can keep making the 100% every single day. We are all humans, right? And tomorrow, when you didn't make it the 100% today, the next day, you didn't make it the 100%, after, you'll be devastated. You'll be depressed. In fact, you even want to leave this thing, and the next day they'll go on Twitter and go and start saying you are selling fake things. Your things is not working. Do you understand? So how about, just like you said, give your investors financial education. Okay, everybody knows how to sell things. If you are a developer and you are creating an artificial intelligence, you should know how to sell it. If I come to meet you and said, sir, I want something that will give me 25%. And you should be able to know how to educate the person and tell you, this can give you 25%, but it is of high risk.
I love that. I really love your passion, to be honest. And I really do. I really do.
I thought that
And
wanted to even say something.
No. After no, and there's particular solution.
I really do. But I haven't spent close to 20 years in this business. I've realized that no matter how good a system is, no matter how you try to control it, it will crash one day. And doesn't matter how long you have fed somebody with money, you will hurt them that day. And that day they will forget that this same system has been a blessing to them.
True.
So, why did I talk about education at the beginning? The most group that handle gun the most in a single place are the soldiers in one barrack. If gun is so bad, they will have turned to themselves and wipe each other away in one day. But they are the most controlled people when it comes to handling gun. This is where education and training is key. That's why I said from the beginning, don't bother with this business if you are not going to sit down for a few hours and be educated. No matter how I pacify you to take 2% home every month or take 5% home every month, everybody has different need, different appetite. Oh, I need to pay school fees. Oh, I need to pay that rent. Oh, I need to do this. That always push people to the extreme. Especially when they go on YouTube or they meet their friend that just told them, like I said, 300% in a single day. They want to get onto their system. You can never control that. But if you educate them enough, if you tell them what it's all about, financial sector is as dangerous as a gun. Are you aware?
That's why using gun as an example.
Money in people's hand is like gun in their hands. Money harm more people than gun will ever be. It's a fact. It's dangerous. This business was a dangerous business. And whether you like it or not, you have to let people have this education. When they have the education, they know all the safety lock. They know that this is what they should do when they are not feeling well in their brain. So people just have argument with their wives and then they want to go and trade. Or they just have a problem from their landlord and they want to get on the chat. They are not emotionally balanced at that point. But if they've been through training, they know what to do exactly at that point. I'm not saying, by the way, I'm very big in risk management. As a matter of fact, if you search me anywhere, I'm not that popular on YouTube though. But every white people that I've trained, they brought them to me when they were about killing themselves. Everybody called me the risk management guy. But if you see me talk the way I talk, it's not because I will not advise you. But this is one of the mistakes. You can't build a system and also behave like an investor. You have to choose your path. Do you want to be a fund manager or do you want to be a producer of an EA?